Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Message from the Sky. Every new moon offers us an opportunity to begin again. On July 14th, 2026, the new moon reaches its peak at 21 degrees and 59 minutes of Cancer, opening the door to a new emotional chapter. Cancer is the sign of home, family, emotional security, intuition, and the foundations upon which we build our lives. This new moon gently encourages us to slow down, listen to our hearts, and plant intentions that can grow into something meaningful over time. Adding another layer to this lunation is Mercury retrograde, also moving through Cancer. Rather than urging us to rush toward the future, Mercury invites us to reflect, reconnect, and revisit unfinished conversations, relationships, and dreams. Sometimes moving forward begins with looking back. At the same time, Saturn in Aries reminds us that lasting transformation doesn't happen overnight. Every meaningful new beginning requires patience, responsibility, and the willingness to take steady, practical steps. Instead of asking, "How can I change everything at once?" this new moon asks a gentler question. What small step can I take today to create a life that feels more like home? As we explore each of the 12 zodiac signs, I recommend listening to your rising sign first, followed by your sun sign, for a broader perspective. Remember, these interpretations are based on traditional astrological symbolism. They are meant to inspire reflection, not predict the future with certainty. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't, and above all, trust your own intuition. Now, let's begin. Aries, rebuild your foundation. If you're in Aries, this new moon shines its light on your 4th house, the area of life connected with home, family, your roots, and emotional security. You may find yourself longing for peace, privacy, or a stronger sense of belonging. Perhaps you're thinking about your home, reconnecting with loved ones, or simply trying to understand how your past continues to shape your present. Old family memories or unresolved emotional conversations may resurface, not to burden you, but to offer an opportunity for healing. You may also discover that appearing strong isn't always the same as feeling safe. This new moon may bring greater clarity about what home truly means to you. It could inspire you to strengthen family relationships, create a more peaceful living environment, or recognize emotional patterns that have quietly influenced your life for years. The best way to work with this energy is to set one simple intention for your home or emotional well-being. Create a comforting daily routine. Have an honest but gentle conversation with someone you love, and ask yourself, what kind of foundation would truly support the person I'm becoming? Try to avoid making major decisions simply to escape emotional discomfort. Avoid becoming defensive or reopening old arguments just to prove a point. And remember, you don't have to carry everyone else's emotional burdens. The best approach is to move slowly. Meet yourself with courage. Meet others with tenderness. This isn't about erasing your past. It's about building a healthier relationship with it. Taurus, change the way you speak to yourself. For Taurus, this new moon activates your 3rd house of communication, learning, writing, siblings, and everyday thinking. You may begin to notice the stories you tell yourself each day. Are they helping you grow or holding you back? A conversation from the past may return. Perhaps you'll finally find the words you couldn't speak before. Or maybe you'll realize that changing your inner dialogue changes far more than your circumstances. This new moon may bring an important message, a meaningful conversation, or a fresh opportunity involving writing, learning, teaching, or communication. You may also gain new understanding about a sibling or someone close to you. To work with this energy, take time to write down what you're truly feeling before speaking. Review unfinished projects. Return to creative ideas you've set aside. And when you communicate, speak honestly but also leave room for others to share their perspective. Ask yourself, are my words creating greater safety or reinforcing an old fear? Try not to react too quickly. Avoid making assumptions based on incomplete information. Be careful with gossip, and don't promise more than you can realistically give. Sometimes the right words arrive only after we've allowed ourselves a moment of silence. Pause, reflect, then speak. Gemini, redefine security and self-worth. Gemini, this new moon illuminates your 2nd house, the area connected with money, personal values, talents, possessions, and self-worth. You may begin to rethink the way you earn, spend, save, or measure your own value. Perhaps an old financial opportunity returns. Maybe you rediscover a talent you've forgotten, or you simply realize that your worth has never depended on how productive you've been. This new moon may offer greater financial clarity. It may help you recognize abilities you've underestimated, or inspire you to create stronger long-term stability. The best way to work with this energy is to review your budget, your goals, and the habits that shape your financial future. Choose one talent you'd like to develop. Take one practical step toward greater security, and ask yourself, what do I truly value, and does my life reflect those values? Try to avoid emotional spending. Avoid risky financial decisions made in the heat of the moment. Don't compare your progress with someone else's. and never settle for less than your worth, simply because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. Real security isn't created overnight. It's built through small decisions, made consistently, one day at a time. Cancer, begin again as yourself. Cancer, this is your new moon. It rises in your first house, the area of life connected with your identity, confidence, appearance, personal direction, and new beginnings. If you've been feeling more emotional or reflective lately, you're not imagining it. This lunation shines a gentle light on who you are becoming. You may find yourself looking back on an old dream, a past decision, or even a previous version of yourself. But this isn't about returning to who you used to be. It's about discovering what still belongs with you, and what it's finally time to leave behind. Of all the zodiac signs, Cancer is likely to feel this new moon most deeply, especially if you have important placements in the later degrees of Cancer: Capricorn, Aries, or Libra. This beautiful lunation offers you a personal reset. It may renew your confidence in your intuition. It can bring greater clarity about your identity, your direction, or even the image you present to the world. Most importantly, it reminds you that your own emotional needs deserve just as much care as the needs of everyone around you. To work with this energy, set intentions that focus on you, not only on what you can do for others. Rest, take care of your body, strengthen your boundaries, choose one direction that feels true to your heart. Then ask yourself, who am I when I stop living according to everyone else's expectations? Try not to make yourself responsible for everyone else's happiness. Don't return to an old identity simply because it feels familiar. And don't mistake your sensitivity for weakness. Your emotions are not a burden. They are one of your greatest strengths. The best approach is to allow yourself a quiet rebirth. You don't need to announce every change you're making. Some of the most beautiful transformations happen silently, long before anyone else notices. Leo, rest before your next chapter. Leo, this new moon activates your 12th house, the realm of rest, healing, dreams, spirituality, endings, and the unconscious mind. This is a quieter new moon for you. You may feel more reflective than usual, more sensitive, perhaps even a little tired. That's perfectly okay. Sometimes the soul asks us to slow down before inviting us to move forward. Old memories may return through dreams or quiet moments of reflection. Something hidden beneath the surface could finally reveal itself, allowing you to understand yourself with greater compassion. This isn't necessarily the time to push harder. It's a time to release what no longer belongs in your life. This new moon may bring emotional closure. It may strengthen your intuition. You could become aware of an old fear that's quietly been holding you back. Or perhaps you'll finally let go of an obligation you've carried for far too long. To work with this energy, simplify your schedule whenever possible. Spend time in nature, meditate, journal. Rest near water if you can. And if an old wound asks for your attention, allow yourself to seek support. Then ask yourself, what am I finally ready to release before beginning my next chapter? Try not to ignore your exhaustion. Avoid keeping yourself endlessly busy simply to avoid your feelings. And don't return to unhealthy situations simply because loneliness makes them feel familiar. The best approach is to trust the wisdom of endings. Rest isn't wasted time. It's preparation for everything that's about to bloom. Virgo, reconsider your community and future. Virgo, this new moon shines in your 11th house, the area connected with friendships, communities, long-term dreams, collaboration, and your vision for the future. You may begin to look differently at the people surrounding you. Who truly supports your growth? Who celebrates your success? And where do you genuinely feel that you belong? An old friendship could return. A forgotten dream might suddenly come back into focus. Or perhaps you'll realize that a goal you've been pursuing no longer reflects the person you've become. This new moon invites you to dream again, but this time with greater wisdom. It may reconnect you with supportive friends, bring meaningful collaborations into your life, or help you discover a community where you can truly be yourself. To work with this energy, reconnect with someone you genuinely value. Review your long-term goals. Think about where you'd like to be a year from now, or even 5 years from now, and ask yourself, which people allow me to be both useful and fully myself? Try not to stay in friendships simply because of shared history. Avoid giving everything you have without receiving genuine care in return. And don't confuse being needed with being appreciated. The healthiest communities don't ask you to abandon yourself in order to belong. The best approach is to choose quality over quantity. One authentic connection can nourish your soul far more than 100 superficial ones. Trust that the right people will meet you where your heart truly feels at home. Libra, rebuild your career from the inside out. Libra, this new moon illuminates your 10th house of career, reputation, purpose, leadership, and public life. This is a powerful time to reflect on what success truly means to you. Perhaps an old career opportunity returns. A professional goal you've set aside may call your attention once again, or you may begin to realize that the path you've been following no longer reflects the person you're becoming. This new moon asks you to build your future on a foundation that feels both meaningful and sustainable. Saturn reminds you that lasting success is created through patience, responsibility, and consistent effort, not overnight achievements. You may receive a new professional opportunity. You could gain greater clarity about your vocation. Or you may find yourself stepping into a leadership role that feels more aligned with your values. To work with this energy, review your long-term career goals. Update your resume or portfolio. Think carefully about where you'd like to be a year from now. And don't be afraid to ask for the support or opportunities you truly deserve. Then ask yourself, am I pursuing success, or am I simply seeking approval? Try not to make impulsive career decisions driven by temporary emotions. Avoid making promises before you're certain you can keep them. And remember, your career should support your life. Your life should never exist only to support your career. The best approach is to let your private values shape your public direction. When your work reflects who you truly are, success becomes much more meaningful. Scorpio, expand beyond an old story. Scorpio, this new moon activates your 9th house, the realm of learning, higher education, travel, philosophy, spirituality, publishing, and personal growth. This is an invitation to expand your world. A course you once considered, a journey you postponed, a book you wanted to write, or a belief you've carried for years, may all return for a second chance. Sometimes growth doesn't require changing your destination. Sometimes it begins by changing the story you tell yourself about what's possible. This new moon may inspire you to study something new, travel somewhere meaningful, share your knowledge with others, or simply see life through a broader and more compassionate perspective. To work with this energy, return to a subject that once inspired you. Explore different ideas with curiosity. Research before making important travel or educational decisions, and ask yourself, which belief has protected me in the past, but now keeps my life too small? Avoid becoming rigid in your opinions. Avoid believing there's only one correct path. And if you're making travel plans, double-check every reservation and important document. Especially while Mercury is retrograde, the best approach is to remain curious. Growth begins the moment we become willing to see the world and ourselves from a new perspective. Sagittarius, transform your commitments. Sagittarius, this new moon shines in your 8th house, the area connected with shared finances, trust, intimacy, emotional transformation, and deep personal healing. This isn't a superficial new moon. It's asking you to look beneath the surface. A financial agreement may need to be reviewed. A close relationship could enter a new chapter, or you may discover emotional patterns that have quietly influenced your decisions for much longer than you realized. This new moon invites honesty, not only with others, but with yourself. You may receive an opportunity to improve your financial situation through shared resources. You may experience greater intimacy in an important relationship, or finally release an emotional burden you've been carrying alone. To work with this energy, review shared finances carefully. Talk openly about expectations. Allow yourself to express your fears without letting those fears control your choices. Then ask yourself, what needs to be acknowledged before genuine trust can grow? Avoid financial risks that haven't been carefully considered. Avoid making important commitments out of guilt or fear. And don't keep important concerns hidden simply because difficult conversations feel uncomfortable. The best approach is transparency. True vulnerability isn't weakness. It's courage guided by wisdom and healthy boundaries. Capricorn, rewrite the relationship contract. Capricorn, this new moon activates your 7th house, the area of partnerships, marriage, close relationships, collaboration, and important agreements. Relationships become the main focus now. A meaningful connection may deepen. Someone from your past could return, or an existing relationship may enter an entirely new phase. This new moon asks you to remember something important. Love grows through communication, not assumptions. You may receive an opportunity to strengthen an existing relationship, begin a meaningful new partnership, or finally have the conversation that both people have quietly needed for some time. To work with this energy, slow down and truly listen. Talk about what both of you need today, not what you needed years ago. Review agreements together. Create space for honesty without trying to immediately solve every problem. Then ask yourself, does this relationship offer both emotional safety and mutual responsibility? Avoid returning to someone simply because the connection feels familiar. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. And don't mistake emotional distance for healthy boundaries. The best relationships continue to evolve. The best approach is to allow this relationship with another person, or with yourself, to begin again. From a place of greater understanding. Sometimes a relationship doesn't need new people. It simply needs a new conversation. Aquarius, create routines that care for you. Aquarius, this new moon illuminates your 6th house, the area of work, health, daily habits, service, and personal well-being. This is an opportunity to bring greater balance into your everyday life. You may begin to notice how your routines affect not only your physical health, but also your emotional well-being. Perhaps an old habit deserves another chance. A work opportunity may return, or you may simply realize that taking better care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. This new moon encourages you to build a daily life that feels both productive and peaceful. You may receive a renewed work opportunity, greater clarity about your health, support from a colleague, or the motivation to create healthier routines. To work with this energy, simplify your schedule. Return to healthy habits, one small step at a time. Organize your workspace. Make room for rest as intentionally as you make room for work. Then ask yourself, does my daily routine support the life I want to live? Or has my life become controlled by my routine? Try not to overwork yourself. Avoid expecting perfection. And if you have health concerns, seek guidance from qualified professionals rather than relying on fear or assumptions. The best approach is consistency. Small acts of self-care repeated each day often create the greatest transformation. Pisces, let joy become a priority. Pisces, this new moon shines in your 5th house, the beautiful realm of creativity, romance, joy, children, and self-expression. This is your invitation to reconnect with what lights up your heart. Perhaps a creative dream you've set aside begins calling to you once again. An old romance may return for reflection, or maybe you'll simply remember how good it feels to laugh, create, and enjoy the present moment. Sometimes healing doesn't come through working harder. Sometimes it comes through allowing yourself to experience joy again. This new moon may inspire new creative projects, open the door to romance, strengthen connections with children or loved ones, or simply remind you that your gifts deserve to be shared with the world. To work with this energy, make time for creativity. Paint, write, dance, sing, spend time doing something that makes your soul feel alive. Then ask yourself, what is waiting to be expressed through me? Avoid idealizing the past. Don't seek validation simply to feel worthy, and don't confuse temporary excitement with lasting happiness. The best approach is to let joy return naturally. Sometimes the smallest spark becomes the brightest light. The 4 signs most strongly activated. This new moon may feel especially significant if you have your sun, moon, rising sign, or important personal planets between approximately 17 and 27 degrees of Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra. For these signs, the themes of this lunation may be experienced more personally. Cancer is invited into a powerful new beginning and a renewed sense of identity. Capricorn is encouraged to strengthen relationships and redefine important partnerships. Aries is called to create greater emotional security and stronger foundations at home. Libra is being asked to rethink career goals and build a future that truly reflects personal values. What everyone can do during this new moon. No matter your zodiac sign, this new moon invites all of us to slow down and reconnect with what truly matters. This is a beautiful time to revisit an intention rather than forcing a completely new direction. Strengthen your emotional and practical foundations. Have the conversation you've been postponing. Set healthy boundaries without closing your heart. Choose one small commitment that you can realistically keep. Reflect on what home truly means to you. And don't be afraid to give an old dream a wiser second beginning. Cancer teaches us that real strength isn't found in controlling life. It's found in creating a place where we feel safe enough to grow. What everyone should avoid. This new moon also offers a gentle reminder. Try not to make important decisions at the height of your emotions. Avoid slipping back into old coping patterns simply because they're familiar. Don't promise more than you can realistically maintain. Be careful not to confuse familiarity with destiny. Allow answers to arrive in their own time instead of forcing them. Remember that caring for someone doesn't mean controlling their journey. And if something moves more slowly than you'd hoped, don't assume it's failing. Sometimes life asks us to slow down because something deeper is taking root beneath the surface. Final, collective message. As we come to the end of this new moon reading, remember this. Every new moon reminds us that life isn't transformed in a single moment. It's transformed through the small choices we make each day. You don't need to have every answer today. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know exactly how everything will unfold. You simply need the courage to take the next small step with an open heart. The intentions you plant under this Cancer new moon may not bloom overnight, but with patience, love, and steady care, they can become the foundation of a life you'll one day look back on with gratitude. Trust your intuition, protect your peace, nurture the people and dreams that truly matter. And remember, sometimes the quietest beginnings become the most beautiful transformations. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which zodiac sign are you watching for? And what intention are you planting under this new moon? If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to Message from the Sky, and sharing it with someone who may need this message today. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself, keep your heart open, and keep looking to the sky. I'll see you in the next video.